Trump takes a massive U-turn on foreign policy by calling Russia out as a paper tiger and basically greenlighting Ukraine to take back the 20% of land seized by Russia since 2014. I'm Ted with Forward the Line. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you for watching. Please like, follow, share, all of those lovely things, and let's get into this. From Fox News, Russia's Sergei Lavrov warns NATO countries in UNGA speech after Trump shifts tone on Ukraine. The Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov used his address to the United Nations General Assembly on Saturday to deliver one of Moscow's starkest warnings yet to the West, accusing NATO and the EU of waging a, quote, real war against Russia. He opened with sweeping historical references to World War II, positioning Russia as the heir to the Soviet Union's role in defeating Nazism and defending global sovereignty, and he also accused the U.S. of dismantling those post-war principles through interventions in the Middle Eastern countries. So that last part, he's kind of not wrong. We got way too involved in the Middle East, and but nonetheless, this is a bad thing, right? This is bad for all parties. This is inching us ever closer to World War III. And truly, because this is raising the temperature. And I can guarantee you that Tulsi Gabbard is screaming in her office, asking what the f*** is he doing, right? I can guarantee it, because Trump ran on one of his main platform points was that he would end this war in 24 hours. Now, anybody with a brain knew that there was no way it was going to happen in 24 hours. It was hyperbolic. I get it. But we did expect that it came quickly and it came efficiently, right? Because nobody wants this. There's bloodshed, tremendous bloodshed on both sides. And disregard the propaganda. It's fairly even, but it's still way too many people, right? So it needed to come to an end. And we voted for him for that. Now, I get that Trump is a businessman, right? I understand that. He plays hardball. He likes to roll the dice. He likes to aim big, shoot big, and meet in the middle. I get it. And maybe this is Trump just slapping his dick on the table and saying, what are you going to do? But it couldn't come at a worse time. Like, at a worse time, because in this month, not too long ago, Keir Starmer and Emmanuel Macron, who are two terrible leaders, got together 26 of the EU countries and said, we're going to give Ukraine a security guarantee of ground troops in the country if you come to a peace agreement and Russia starts being aggressive again, which that is literally NATO. That is basically Article 5 without the paperwork. And one of Russia's number one requirements is that Ukraine would remain completely independent, not be a part of NATO, and it stays neutral. That's one of their biggest points. Yet the EU thinks it's a great idea after Trump said, oh, you guys need to pitch in more. They said, okay, we'll just do this. And then you have Trump at the worst time ever calling him a paper tiger, calling for escalation for Ukraine, and that will lead to more funding, which none of us wanted more funding to Ukraine. We just wanted the damn thing to end. Let me play something for you just to back up my position, because holy shit.
Well, I have to say, Joe, I welcomed what the president said yesterday. I thought that given all the back and forth that we have seen and heard at Anchorage and elsewhere, his coming to grips with the fact that Vladimir Putin does not respond to any kind of rhetoric. He only responds to strength. And you have to show strength, you have to back strength, you have to be strong in order to deal with him. And he poses a clear and present danger to all of Europe and therefore to the United States. And I think if what President Trump said yesterday is, if we help Ukraine can hold the line and may even be able to push Russia back. And there was a very interesting comment that Trump made in his Truth Social post. He said, what kind of military does Russia have?
Exactly.
They couldn't even take over Ukraine.
Okay. See, if Hillary Clinton is agreeing with Donald Trump, we have a massive problem. She is like one of the biggest warmongers in the entirety of the Democrat Party, in the entirety of the elitist government. They all tried their damnedest during COVID to get everybody to fall in line and take total control from a global point of view. And they failed. Luckily, they failed. But they can do it again through war. They have many avenues to achieve their power that they want. And now it seems like we're slowly creeping towards a world war, which will then cause, like it did in World War II, a reset. And then who becomes on top? Does the United States? Is it a United Nations type blend of globalist powers, interests, money, and we become a world oligarchy? Whatever it is, it's dangerous, and we all need to speak up and say, listen, Trump, like if you're dropping your dick on the table and that's what this is, great, then roll it back. You know, you're kind of pushing the boundaries here. You're kind of pushing it. Let's find another way to get Russia to the table. Let's find another way to end this war. And honestly, Zelensky's going to have to suck it up, man. Most likely, like I said, the Donbass and Crimea will have to officially, the territory that has been taken will have to officially go back to Russia. I don't like Russia, but I also just want, I want the war to end. I want the death to stop. And real quick, let me wrap this up. Just these are numbers based off a bunch of different independent sources. So Russian deaths grinding Putin down. Over 200,000 confirmed killed per independent Russian media, like BBC and Mediazona. That was September of this year. Some estimates hitting above 250,000 from the U.S., UK intel, and 100,000 just this year. So the 1 million that you might be seeing is unverified. The 1.1 million, that's kind of the talking point right now from pro-Ukraine people. We don't know if that's true. The North Koreans have lost 2,000 plus dead, and that's out of 4,000 to 6,000 casualties just alone. And that's from South Korean, British, and Ukrainian intel from this year. And Ukrainians' death toll is estimated somewhere between 400 and 700,000 plus total casualties since 2022, with 60 to 100,000 killed. So this is a bloodbath on both sides, and we just need it to end. We do not need to escalate it. We don't want to be at World War III. So Trump, roll it back, man. Roll it back. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'm Ted with Forward the Line. Please like, follow, share, all of that great and lovely stuff. And as always, be happy, be healthy, get educated, stay motivated. Forward the Line.